Rishi Sunak unveils 5-point plan to clear asylum backlog within a year. Risihi Sunak says he will clear the huge backlog of asylum claims by this time next year, insisting, "Enough is enough." The Prime Minister told MPs his 5-point plan included a new small boats unit of 700 staff monitoring the channel to curb migrant crossings and UK border force staff embedded in Albania for the first time to disrupt criminal gangs. He promised more immigration raids to enforce deportations, with double the number of asylum caseworkers and a streamlined process for faster decisions. Hotels will no longer be used to house asylum seekers, with 10,000 instead put up in disused holiday parks, former student halls and surplus military sites, halving the £7 million a day bill. In addition, Mr. Sunak pledged new laws in 2023 to make it unambiguously clear if you enter the UK illegally you should not be able to remain here, with Parliament setting an annual quota for the UK's capacity to take in refugees. He also promised more funds for the National Crime Agency to tackle trafficking gangs in Europe, and vowed flights taking migrants to Rwanda for processing will restart as soon as possible. Mr. Sunak said, "We have a proud history of providing sanctuary. But today far too many of the beneficiaries of that generosity are not those directly fleeing war zones or at risk of persecution. This is not what previous generations intended when they drafted our humanitarian laws. Unless we act now and decisively, this will only get worse." Mr. Sunak said, "We have a proud history of providing sanctuary. But today far too many of the beneficiaries of that generosity are not those directly fleeing war zones or at risk of persecution. This is not what previous generations intended when they drafted our humanitarian laws. Unless we act now and decisively, this will only get worse." Ministers believe many asylum seekers from Albania pretend to be victims of modern slavery to exploit the system. Mr. Sunak said officials would get new guidance making it clear it was a safe country and requiring evidence, meaning the vast majority of Albanian claims could be declared clearly unfounded, with thousands sent home in months. Rishi Sunak is shown around a border force security hub in London following the announcement of the small boats unit, set to tackle channel crossings. Official data shows more than 143,000 asylum seekers in the year to September were waiting for a decision, with 2/3 in limbo for more than 6 months. The PM insisted, "We need to process claims in days or weeks, not months or years. We expect to abolish the backlog of initial asylum decisions by the end of next year." No. 10 later clarified his pledge covered only 92,000 claims made before June when the Nationality and Borders Bill came into force, making it illegal for migrants to knowingly enter without a visa or special permission.